to realize women don't understand how important this is. And you can go and watch my other videos on this, but today I want to talk about what happens once you start working out, because it's not just enough to say build muscle, right? Obviously muscle is important. Your brain needs it, your bones need it, your metabolism needs it, your 80-year-old you really needs it today, okay? But this is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to start strength training. You hear me and you're like, all right, Lex, I hear you loud and clear. Let's do this. And then that's just one part of it. Nothing happens. And you're like breaking down your body even more, because that's what happens when you don't do all the things right. Because lifting weights is only one part of building muscle. Necessary. Can't really build muscle without it, but it is not the complete picture. What is it that you do for the next 23 and a half hours of the day? You're either supporting your muscle or you're completely sabotaging it. And today I want to give you a big picture. And then for every single point that I talk about today, I'm going to break it down to one separate video on my upcoming videos, because every single one of these points needs to be its own conversation, okay? So first, let me address this. This is like what people always get confused about. You don't actually build the muscle when you're lifting weights. You don't. You are tearing down the muscle fiber. Workout is a signal. You're challenging the muscle. You're telling your body, hey, what we're currently doing isn't enough. I'm going to ask you to do a little bit more. You adapt. You don't ego lift, okay? You don't walk into a gym and you haven't been there for 20 years and you start lifting 70 pounds. Okay, that's too much. That's like a tornado. No, we want a good solid wind. We want the wind that's like making us like stand taller and stand straighter and use our muscles. We don't want a freaking tornado, okay? So we want the body to respond, but you're actually tearing down the muscle fiber while you're working out. That's what the workout is. You're tearing it down. And that's where recovery comes in. So the actual physical training gives your body a reason to change. Recovery gives it the opportunity to do so. And sleep is a huge part of recovery. And I have a whole video coming on this one, because again, women think that they are light sleepers. They don't take their sleep seriously. When I ask them to rate their sleep, here, rate your sleep right now from 1 to 10. You probably said a 6, maybe 7. That means you're a 2 or a 3. That's my 20-year experience with women. It's crap. Sleep is crap for most women. So number 2, like I said, I'll talk about that in a completely different video. Number 2, your workout isn't over when you leave the gym. You trained for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 20 minutes, 15, whatever, an hour. Great. But what happens for the next 23 hours? What did you eat? How much protein did you have? Did you fuel your body? Did you hydrate? Did you give it minerals? Are you constantly stressed? And of course, how did you sleep? Because the workout doesn't exist in isolation from the rest of your life, okay? This is I think something we've picked up from Western medicine, where it just breaks down the body to parts, like that, like the body's just in parts, right? It's the whole. You can't isolate one thing from another. Your body doesn't really know your workout ended when you left the gym. I mean, it knows that it's not tearing down the muscle fibers anymore, but it needs your full support and attention to do so, okay? Another video coming in that. Number 3, more training isn't always better. And this is where most women can really screw themselves over. When their results are not happening fast enough, I've seen women always run to cardio, try to increase maybe another lifting session, like training 7 days a week. Not good. Adding another class, trying to like mix it up, but overdoing it. Okay, your body needs to adapt to the training that you've given it. And in my 20s, I went through the obsessive period of just like not being able to take a day off, and it was terrible. My muscle was not growing, no matter what I was doing. And then I was forced, because of the change in my schedule, to actually take days off, and boom, muscle was like, right? So sometimes the answer is not more stimulus. Sometimes your body needs enough resources to actually respond to the stimulus. And again, this is where fuel and sleep enter the conversation. We're going to talk about that a whole lot more. Number 4, muscle is very expensive. Okay? Muscle is extremely expensive. Your body needs resources to build and maintain muscle, protein, energy, nutrients, recovery, sleep, air, right? Like rest. You can't ask your body to build you this expensive tissue, this beautiful, magnificent tissue called muscle, and giving it a crappy construction budget. Okay, it would be like you saying, I'm going to build this amazing fort for me and my family. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be big. And then you're like, and I have $2,000 to build it on. Like, that's not going to work. Okay, you have to get the right resources for your muscles. All right, again, separate video coming in that. Number 5, your muscles have a night shift. Okay, you challenge them during the day, and then when you're sleeping, your body is doing a very important recovery work. Your sleep supports the hormonal and physiological environment that is involved in repairing your muscle tissue and adaptation. So I want you to even stop thinking of sleep as something you're not, when you're doing nothing. When you're building a muscle, a sleep, deep restorative quality sleep is a part of your training program. Again, that's coming in a future life. Number 6, a crappy night's sleep can show up in tomorrow's workout. So you slept like crap, you go to the gym, or you work out at home, like I work out in my home gym. Same dumbbells, same workout, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, this is like so heavy, I can't do this. Effort feels higher. Performance can suffer. Coordination and reaction time can be affected, okay? Motivation tanks, but we don't count on motivation. We just do things because they need to be done. However, when you are tired, is it better to skip a workout or to work out? It's actually better to work out. Studies have shown over and over again that the way your body adapts through workout on a crappy night of sleep is way different what it does to every single cell of your body, particularly what it does with glucose. Okay? So when you're trying to train your body and you have not adequately recovered, your muscle will not grow as much and you will not recover. This is where people say, like, I can't recover. Like, I went through a phase, I think this was in my upper 20s or maybe even early 30s, where I would do a leg day and I couldn't recover for like 10 days. Sleep was crap, my stress level was high, my nutrition was actually on point. So you have to work all of them together, not just one or the other. Sleep doesn't only affect what happens after today's workout, it affects tomorrow's workout, and therefore it affects your muscle growth, your strength, your ROI, everything. So if your sleep is crap and you're constantly working out day in, day out, you're not giving it what it needs to recover. Okay, number 7, strength comes from stress, recovery, adaptation. Okay, this is a huge lesson here. Stress training is intentional stress. Okay, you have to give your body enough stress to challenge the body, not a freaking hurricane, not a tornado. You don't go to a gym after 20 years of not working out and pick up a 90-pound dumbbell. You challenge your body, you stress it out enough to feel it. Then you go through recovery and then the muscle adapts. So eventually, something that used to be difficult becomes easy. And then you increase the challenge, and then you repeat that cycle over and over again. And that's literally how you become stronger. If you remove recovery from equation, you're interfering with that adaptation. Okay, so again, sleep, nutrition needs to be on point. Okay, and this is another reason why I keep saying 40s don't play. Like in 20s and 30s, you can get away with a lot, even though, like I said, I have done mistakes even in 20s and 30s, but maybe you could get away with a whole lot more. 40s are letting you know. 40s is sending you receipts, okay? One after the other. They show up where your standards are and where they need to be. They make you raise your standards in how hard you train. Well, that's if you choose to listen. I mean, if you don't choose to listen, I can't do anything for you. And that is also where you raise the standard on how well you recover. Okay, so it's not, the message is not do less. The message is definitely not take it easy because you're getting older. Absolutely not. The message is demand more from your body and then give your body what it needs to meet that demand. That's karma, input, output, okay? That's completely different. Okay, so if you're not working out right now, you absolutely need to start working out wherever you are. Yeah, I don't care if you're 27, 48, I don't care what your age is right now. You need to start lifting weights. I don't care if you're 77 listening to this, okay? Muscle building should not be optional. Like, there's so much suffering happening in this world because we have not been lifting weights. Look at sports. Look at sports. Now, every sports that a person plays, they require them to do strength training, right? Then you have to have your sleep on point. First of all, there's a reason why sleep is used as a torture like device, right? Like, you can't stay sane without proper sleep. Sleep is when you go to deep restorative sleep, not only that your body's healing your muscles, it's cleaning up your body. It's cleaning up your brain. It's cleaning up everything in your body that doesn't need to be there. It's processing information. There's a whole lot more done when we sleep, and I'll get into sleep in my future series. Nutrition. Like, why don't you, I mean, gas prices are high. Why don't you go and put orange juice in your car? I mean, it's cheaper. I'm sure it's cheaper. Why not? Because it's going to break the food down, right? That's exactly what's going to happen to your body if you don't fuel it. Nutrition is fuel. That's it. You cannot get away from it. But Lex, I love my cookies. That's great. There's a way to do it. Okay? You'll be happy to know there's a way to eat sugar when you're working out. And your muscle is your sponge for your glucose, which I talk about a lot on my other, I think I already covered that. It's like what muscle does for your glucose is also important because blood sugar is glucose. Blood sugar, if you're just eating sugar and it's just like roaming in your body, it's actually creating inflammation even in tiny vessels in your brain. I'm not even mentioning what it's doing to the rest of your body. But when you have muscle, it regulates the glucose. Okay? Now people are like, well, you know, I can never eat as clean as you and I could never do. I'm not asking you to be me. Who said, no, you don't need to be me. You need to do it how it works for you. But you need to start doing it today. Okay? And if you're like, I don't even know where to begin, I hear you, Lex, I don't know. I'm putting together a 6-week challenge right now. I'll leave the links in the comments, in the bio, wherever, whatever channel I'm on right now. I'll leave all of that. If you can't find it, you can always DM me. It's a 6-week challenge where we cover muscle, fuel, aka nutrition, sleep, stress, and then we work through that on how to maintain it in your life. You'll leave after 6 weeks feeling fantastic. And that's what I want for you. Because when you feel fantastic, you can run your business, you can run your family, you can build your career, you can deal with stress, whatever it is. By the way, muscle helps you deal with stress, just so you know. So we're going to cover every one of these. I'm going to cover every one of them in the future episodes, in my next videos, to make sure that you understand how these pieces work together, how building muscle, how protecting your brain, how having more energy, how fuel works. So stay tuned, and I can help you get started. If you want a 6-week challenge, like I said, find the link below or message me.